Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, what happened to Bitcoin today? Well, it crashed, sort of. And I do believe it's due to one particular reason. So, I'm going to share what that is. And tonight is DCA night. It's perfect. So, let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin and what to add in my DCA portfolio. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. As you can see right now, Bitcoin is at 64.5. Yeah, we did fall down, but are we at a level that we haven't seen in months? Well, no. We were just back. we were at this level 4 days ago. So, I mean, at this point, yes, it does kind of suck when we have these small dips. But at this point, you should not be fearful of these dips. We had it here, here. How many times? Here, right? Like, when in doubt, zoom out. And if you go to the weekly scale, you'll realize, well, this is nothing compared to this. Oh, that was horrific. Or any of this, right? Right now, we're basically still going sideways. That's it. We are going sideways. We're consolidating. We are not crashing below to some new unseen level that we haven't seen for months. No, that's not the case at all. But we did dip. We did crash today. Why? Well, I believe it's due to one reason. But maybe it's 1.5 reasons. I don't think this is going to apply, but I do think maybe this scared a few people away. And that is our president here in the US, President Biden, is proposing a 44.6% capital gains tax for 2025. That's a huge jump from where we are now, right? So, of course, then that relates to crypto. If you're making money in the US with crypto, now you got to pay almost 50% in capital gains. That's horrific. That's horrible. And he's proposing a 25% tax on unrealized gains, which is even more horrible, right? Now, do I think any of these proposals will pass? No. But it did come out today, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So does this have something to do with the crash? Maybe, a little bit. But I think this is definitely the reason. Because today we have one of the biggest Bitcoin mixers, Samourai Wallet. They were arrested by the Department of Justice. Okay. So we have seen this before. We have seen Tornado Cash get shut down and its founders arrested because they're accused of money laundering. Okay, even though there's money laundering being done by the banks every single year, and those banks get fined hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, the CEOs of them never go to jail. You look up JP Morgan, they have been fined tens of billions of dollars for money laundering. Did Jamie Dimon go to jail? No. You look at Wells Fargo, you look at Bank of America, you look at HSBC, you look at every single bank on the planet, they were charged for money laundering, yet none of the leaders ever faced jail time. So why is it that crypto founders, somehow they're all seen as criminals and they just get thrown to jail, right? That doesn't seem like it's right. But that's what happened. Tornado Cash, that's what happened. Now we have this other one, Samourai Wallet. So the founders supposedly were charged for money laundering, and supposedly they knew they were money laundering, and all this illicit activity and billions were processed through it, right? So I think this is the reason. Because, again, this is causing a lot of FUD. People are wondering what's going on. Is Bitcoin being attacked once again? Sort of. And then, of course, Snowden had something to say about it, right? The Department of Justice, in quotes, has once again criminalized the developers of an app that restores financial privacy. So basically, you can't have private transactions, okay? If the government cannot see what you're doing, they don't like that, and then basically they will find a way to throw you in jail. That's basically what's going on, right? This is part of the reason why I've said I don't like privacy coins, because this is what's happening, right? The governments are fearful of privacy, fearful of transactions they can't view. That's why every single exchange is basically delisting privacy coins like Monero, and every single service that's offering some kind of confidential transaction or privacy transaction or secure transaction, they are being shut down one after another. They're not even being shut down. They're just simply throwing the leaders in jail. That's even worse. It's not like they just say, okay, you got to close down. They're throwing them in jail, right? So I do believe this also contributed to today's mini crash or dump. But that's not all. So you got Biden, you got this. I think this is the biggest culprit, but you also have this. Grayscale decided to up their selling today. We had pretty good smaller sells the past few days, but it ramped up to a minus 130 million today. Out of the blue, right? Like, and I'm just guessing that the other ETFs were not able to compensate for it. So that had something to do with it too. So you got three kind of major, minor reasons. You combine it together. I think that's what's happened and why Bitcoin came down again today, because you have Grayscale selling, you have Bitcoin under attack by Department of Justice, and you got Biden and his crazy capital gains proposal, right? So that's what happened today, if you need a summary, okay? But does this derail Bitcoin from, I just said this morning, the next leg up to $100,000 and beyond? Well, according to Standard Charter, no. They still think Bitcoin will hit at least $150,000. Now, I know sometimes it seems improbable, it seems impossible maybe, that Bitcoin can break $100,000 when, in doubt right now, it seems like it's having a hard time breaking $70,000. I get it. Some people are thinking, you're crazy. Bitcoin can't even break $70,000. Why do you think it's going to break $100,000 or $150,000? You know, the halving event didn't even have any effect. So what's going on? Are we just going to continue to consolidate until we dump? No, that's wrong. No, we are still heading higher. Let me show you guys something real quick with the halving event. So I have this halving indicator I downloaded. So I'm going to zoom out to the weekly scale, right? So these are our last few halvings that we had. Obviously, we just had one. Okay, what was the last one? The last one was May of 2020. So let me just show you guys. This was a halving event, and then you can see basically nothing until June, July. July, we had a little bump. Then we came back down, and it wasn't until October that we started going upwards, right? So you do the math. From May to October, that's 5 freaking months. So I remember after 2020, after the halving event, and that was, you know, right around the pandemic and lockdown and stuff, and everyone basically said, there's no way that Bitcoin's going to pump. There's no way we're going to have a usual cycle for Bitcoin. And they were kind of right, because we had to wait 5 months before we saw something happen. But then guess what happened? We still had that parabolic rise. So just because we had a halving event now and we don't see the effect does not mean we're not going to see it 2 months, 3 months, maybe even 5 months out. That's what happened last time. And if you keep on going and you go to the previous halving event, it's the same kind of thing. The second halving event happened July 9th, right? And then it's kind of hard to see, but we did start moving around here, which was already in July or January of next year. And then Bitcoin started going. So you can make an argument that the cycle before, you had to wait 6 freaking months before Bitcoin went up, right? Maybe even more. If you look at it from here, that's April. You're talking about like 8 months, 10 months, right? So just to put things in perspective, Bitcoin does not move immediately after a halving event. It actually takes some time. It takes months before it does, right? So just to let you guys know. But, you know, when in doubt, zoom out, and then you realize that, hey, we had some horrific drops before, and what we're going through right now is not one of those, okay? We had a little dip, yes, but it's nowhere near the horrific drops that we have seen in the past. So just to let you guys know, just put things in perspective. So is the cycle over? Are we going to go to 150,000? Are we going to go beyond? Yes, I don't think anything has changed other than just short-term FUD that we're facing right now. Arthur Hayes also thinks that Bitcoin could still hit $1 million. I don't know if that's going to happen this cycle, but I do think it's going to happen eventually. Okay. And you know what? The inflation rate is now lower than gold. I don't know how significant that is. I think it's pretty significant. So in terms of fundamentals, as part of fundamentals, you know, there's only so much supply to go around. Inflation rate of Bitcoin is now about half of what gold is. So if you look at gold's market cap, quite high, like 17, 18 trillion, and Bitcoin's barely above 1. And Bitcoin is twice as scarce as gold. So you can make the argument that Bitcoin's market cap should be twice as expensive as gold. Which again, if you do the calculation, that means Bitcoin needs to go to like $1.4 million, right? We're nowhere close to that. And of course, you still have others like Morgan Stanley and other financial institutions still trying to FOMO in. They are not going to stop. In fact, I argue they're probably buying right now. They're buying while things are low and cheap. Okay? That's how it always is. I mean, these big boys, they're not scared of small volatility. They see the bigger picture. And here's an example of a bigger picture of Bitcoin going upwards to $100,000, like I said this morning. I think that's still in play. Here's another one that shows, hey, this is actually showing a moon cycle. And we just had a full moon. And you know what happens after full moon? We get parabolic rise. So that could still be right around the corner, right? But it's not just about Bitcoin. I know a lot of you guys have alts and you're wondering what's going on with alts. Are they going to go up to the moon along with Bitcoin? Well, yes, many people feel like that's the case. And if you actually chart alts' market cap, right, you'll see that it actually looks like it's following the Wyckoff pattern, which means basically it's being manipulated right now. And it means that, hey, better days are coming. Okay, and a lot of people are looking at when altcoin season is going to come. Well, according to Mustache, he believes in 2 to 3 months, we will see the biggest altcoin season since 2017. And that's saying a lot. 2017 brought some crazy, crazy gains to alts, even more so than 2021. So are we going to see the same kind of pumps this time around? Yeah, why not? Why not? Here's another example. It's kind of cut off, but on the bottom is showing the MACD crossover for alts. I mean, there's a lot of things. And if in case you're wondering, you know, you look at some of the alts and their performance versus Bitcoin, there have been some that have really outperformed Bitcoin. And there are many that have not. But if you pay attention to the ones that have outperformed Bitcoin, what are they? What kind of projects are they? Well, mostly, it looks like to me 3 kinds. Memes, DPIN, and some L1s, okay? But mostly, you look at their memes like Whiff, Pepe, Floki, Sheep, Doge, right? But then you also have DPIN plays in there like Arwe, Theta, Render, right? And then you have some L1s like Near and Solana and even CRO in there, right? But there are many that are still trailing. But they will catch up. In altcoin season, that's when the alts really start exploding upwards and gives you those crazy gains that you're seeking, right? So that is coming around the corner. All right. K-Bud. Yeah, thank you for that super chat. I'm not even going to say the name of the meme that you're trying to get me to say. All right. So with that said, let's do some DCA. Okay, so I brought up my portfolio here. I'm just going to refresh. Overall, the portfolio that I've been DCAing for over 2 years is still up 69%. Okay, that goes to show you, first of all, we didn't have a real big crash. And second of all, that DCA works. It's basically impossible to lose with DCA. DCA through all of 2021, no, mid 2021, 2022, 2023, and now 2024. And despite it all, still up 69%. That's not bad. But I got as high as what, 100 something percent? So it did come down a little bit within the last month, but overall, it's still pretty good. All right, so I missed DCA for like 3 weeks. So today, rather than put 100, I'm going to put 300 into the market. Okay. So let's see here. All right, so for most part, most in the portfolio are still in the green. With exception, now we have a few. Cardano and Polygon, man, they are lagging like crazy. Cosmos is also lagging. Sui, Arbitrum, Say, they're all lagging. And then you got Celestia and Arweave lagging. And you got a lot like ApeCoin. I really want to just sell off ApeCoin. I just don't think they're going to recover back. And then you have some deep end plays like Flux and Render. I remember adding them last week. And Kulo, man, Kulo's down big. Ooh, it's tough. It's tough. Let's see here. We're sorting by 24 hours. Solana had a big dip. Okay, but there's one of my biggest holdings. Then what's next? Fetch, AI play. Man, it's hard to DCA into Fetch when I'm up 569% with Fetch. But I do have Render in here. Render, where's Render? Render is down. I'm down 14%, so I may add to Render. It's AI, DPIN. Nosana, you see, Nosana and Flux are kind of deep in, so maybe I could add a little bit to those. Yeah, today's tough, man. Today's tough. I mean, because most of these are still up. I really don't want to add any more to Cardano or Polygon at this point. I feel like, man, they're just not. They just don't have it right now. And neither does Cosmos. I think Sui could be good because I learned a lot about Sui recently. Maybe Sui, and then add a little more into DPIN like Render, and maybe like Flux and Nosana, something like that. Yeah, I think that's good. And then, you know, I could always add a little more to... What's up here? Maybe Near. What about Near's up to? I don't know. It's tough. Okay, let's start out with Sui. I'll add a little more Sui. I'll do like $50 because I have 300 this week to play with. $50 divided by 1.244. About 40.19. Okay. All right, so I added a little bit of Sui. I think maybe someone like Near. Because they're very, I mean, they're very AI focused now. So I'll add a little more. a little near 50 divided by 6.852. So you got 7.2971. Okay. And then let's add a little bit into, let's say, where's render? Let's add a little into render here. Divided by 8.456, 5.912. All right, so that is $150. Man, whiff went down a lot. Let's see. Flux down 20%. Pith network barely. I'm surprised Myro is still up here. Okay, I'm gonna add. I'll add some Flux. I'll give Flux some love. Okay, I got $100 left. People are asking me to add H-bar. I don't have H-bar in here. I actually don't have H-bar at all. So I guess I'll add some H-bar. Why not? Because of the BlackRock thing, you know, I'll add $50 of H-bar. 423. Okay, I got $50 to spend. I want to add fetch, but I'm up so much with fetch already. I don't know if I need to add anymore. I'm looking at the comments here. Ondo. Ton XRP. No, I'm not going to add XRP. Like what? You know what? I'm going to add. A little lightweight with Avalanche, I guess. What's another really good Solana project? Maybe Jupiter. Jupiter. Yeah, I'm just going to add Jupiter, guys. You can't go wrong with Jupiter. $47.3. Okay. All right. So I added $300 worth today. Quite a lot. So what did I add? I added Near, Sui, Jupiter, and Render, and Hedera, and Flux. It's good. Good combination. All right, we'll see. We'll see how this does going forward. All right, let's do some Q&A. Bacon and eggs. They don't have it right now. To quote me, isn't that the whole point of DCA? No. You still want to bet on the fastest horses, right? You know, if you keep DCA into losers, then you're not going to be making your money back as fast as the winners. So you still have to be like, you know, you still have to pick the good ones. You can't randomly pick something. Like, I'm not going to page 10 to pick out something to DCA. It's not the right time for that. Eric, okay, scrolling up, make sure I didn't miss any super chat. Eric says Pep Bitcoin will crash. Google the Pepning. Okay. Still holding your cock? Yes. Thoughts on Sui? I just DC'd into him. MF for a coin. No thanks. Check out the meme coin HMM. They just partnered with Brave Browser. Undervalued. Did they partner or they just bought an ad? That's very different. Is it a meme or a real coin? I can't even tell. This from 1 month ago? 1 million market cap? That doesn't look very good. Node AI. Well, they're one of the smaller plays for Deepin AI. I've heard of them recently. They're still relatively small. So not one of the big boys yet. And they're not on any of the good exchanges yet. I think they're like, you know, kind of like a poor man's version of Render. Buy Bolden and be happy. No. If Joe Taxes passes, help you, Alex Jones wingman. This is starting to feel like a prison plan. No, prison country. If this somehow gets into like it goes into effect and the 25% on unrealized tax goes into effect, then I would seriously consider moving to like Dubai or something. That'd be crazy. That would be absolutely crazy, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Nate is saying, how was the food in Dubai? It was good. It was like American food. Basically, all the food in Dubai are restaurants that you would find here. And their 5-star hotels have amazing, amazing food. So that's the good thing about Dubai. It's very diverse. So you could have really good Chinese food, really good Italian food, really good, I don't know, American food, very good Mexican food. Like, that's Dubai. So the food was great. Like, unlike France, where you couldn't find any food from any cultures other than France itself. Should I convert Filecoin to Near? Out of the two, I like Near better. But you have to decide that for yourself. Man, I got 2,200 viewers on X. That's my highest right now. Let's see. Check out Soulme Maniki. Came out 2 days ago. It's 136 million already. That's crazy. That's crazy. But it's also too late. I'm not getting into a meme that's 136 because many of them just crash at this point. Can Sui be the next Solana? It's very hard to become the next Solana, but can they be a powerhouse? Yes. Have you looked into Alto IRA? No, I haven't. Ethnia. That sounds familiar. I forgot what they are. Are they RWA? Yeah. I don't know if it's RWA. It's DeFi. Maybe DeFi RWA. I don't know. Synthetic dollar and internet native yield. Not something I'm very interested in. But they're doing very well. 1.2 billion. Not an ad. HMM native support in browser. Check INX. Is HMM a meme or is it something else? Because it looks like it's a meme. And it's $1 million that has fallen from however high it was. So I'm sorry, man. I don't think it's going to do very well from here on out. Let's see. Jake asks, not a big meme token guy, but I came and bought OmniCat. Layer 0 meme token. Layer 0 airdrop is coming, so it could run. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Layer 0. And just because it's a meme on Layer 0. Again, when it comes to memes, people like shill them all the time, which is fine. Josh and Scott on my team, they just had 30 degens on CRU Plus. So if you didn't watch it, go watch it after this. But, sometimes it's just random. Sometimes they could have the greatest narrative. And they don't do anything. And sometimes the stupidest ones go up to the moon, right? There are a lot of memes that are now coming out on different chains. Whether they really become successful, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like there's like memes coming out on all these different chains, like Layer 0 and Arbitrum, and pretty soon there'll be there's a meme on Phantom called Speedy also. Actually, they've done pretty well, but I mean there are a lot of memes coming out on these chains, and I'm hoping that they do take off, because if they do, then it's going to really drive more movement to that chain. But it's kind of hard to guess sometimes. Braxton Harris, hey George, if I leave AGIX on cold storage, and forget about a year, will it be worthless with the merge happening? Possibly. If they give you a certain time to convert, and you don't convert, then you're screwed. Like Gala. Like Gala V1, V2. If you have Gala V1 right now, you're kind of screwed. So, yes. Mickey Matthews. Okay. Thoughts on RFKJ elections approaching? No. Alien-based DEX on base looks like the next aerodrome. Is it? Alien base, relatively small, 23 million. Although 23 million is high already. Bring alien tech to humans. TVL is only at 5 million. That's really low. That's really, really low. I don't know if it could be the next aerodrome. It's hard to say. The chart looks good, though. I gotta admit, the chart looks really good, the way it's moving. And they're not just on Coinbase, only Uniswap. They don't have any sexes, really. You know what, Bruce? I'm going to put this in a maybe pile. Maybe this has a potential. Where's Aerodrome? Aerodrome's like 100 million, right? No, Jesus. Aerodrome is at 600 million? Last time I checked them, they were at like 100, 150. Jesus, man. Wow, I did not know they got so big. All right, well, that makes this even more attractive. I'll put that in a maybe pile. Bruce, that's a good good find. Anthony, this is when we start earning what we make. I don't get what that means, but okay. Blue chip, Toby on base, Crow with knife, any interest? Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest, Mickey. I have not been keeping track of memes on base. I just have not. Now, Josh and Scott on my team, they have been with Dirty Degens, but I have been completely out of memes altogether, really, since my travels. But especially not on base. I don't want to deal with ETH. I really don't, so... Stop shilling XRP. No one cares. Who's shilling XRP in here? To see click. Kellen asks, what do you think about capital gains of 44.6%? Yes, that's what I want. That's what I'm looking forward to. What kind of question is that? Any views on Avalanche? Unfortunately, they got weak. You know, the memes on Avalanche got weak, and the games are not doing all that well in terms of driving volume, at least not right now. I don't know. Will my Spider-Man NFTs on VV ever have value again? I just don't know. A lot of people were telling me, oh, Ecomi is coming back, and Omni token is going to go back up. I mean, I don't know, man. They're still so far off from their previous high. NFTs are just not worth anything right now. The market for NFTs have gone away. This is a cycle of memes, not cycle of NFTs. I don't know if NFTs will ever recover back to their previous high. Gaming is underperforming according to Darwin. That's true too. Gaming, NFTs, very, very tough right now. Very tough. $2,700 people watching on X. Luxo. I gave up on Luxo. I really did try to like them, but I really can't anymore. Yeah, Anthony, if you have an NFT, what are you gonna do? I mean, the only thing you could do is just the only thing you could do is basically hold on to them. Like, what else you go do with your NFTs at this point? XRP's go bombas. Velo on Stella Network. Bye. Yeah, no thanks. Katamoto, next big meme. That's weird name. Five days ago, 18 million. That's not bad. Around 18 million, but going sideways, a little weaker. I don't know what the deal is with that name, and it's on BNB. No good. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. Overall, we got some FUD today from the Department of Justice. Basically, the governments around the world do not like privacy. They don't like it when you hide your transactions, and they're going after everyone that helps you do that. So I think this caused a little scare. Grayscale selling caused a little scare. Biden's new capital tax rate for capital gains rate for tax is giving a little scare. A lot of scary stuff, guys. But does this mean Bitcoin is over? Does it mean that the run is over, more importantly? And the answer is no. So stay strong, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care.